we're gonna hop straight into the news. Some some crazy stuff, has come over the last week. And I'm gonna be honest, we've talked about it the last few streams. There was a gaming drought, but is that drought coming to an end?
Yes.
And I think that is the biggest portion. We just got news of a reboot of Saints Row. I'll tell you what, Saints Row 1 and 2 were the OGs.
Yeah, they definitely were.
And I would play those any day of the week. Now, after 1 and 2, it kind of got a little weird, but we gonna talk about that.
Well, you gotta remember the first two people will direct. It was good for what it was because it was trying to. Let's be honest, it was a clone of GTA.
No, for sure.
But then they try to separate that with the third and fourth one and all that stuff. Which, I mean, honestly, I think they did a pretty good job with it. But
yeah, I don't think they did bad. I just think GTA is just GTA.
GTA. I tell people all the time, GTA 5 story, I can legit play any time of the day. Like, I can play it right now if I really wanted to. Like, it does not bore me.
I think it's crazy. Like, you could just see how good GTA is, especially GTA 5. Just how popular it is still. I personally, and all of my friends don't play GTA. It's the same thing over, but people still play GTA. I got friends that, every update, I'm gonna go buy this and grind the game for like 3 weeks to just buy a new car that goes slightly faster than the old cars. So, it's just, I think Saints Row are really good games. I just think it just shows how great Rockstar managed to build up GTA.
Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, we have more news on Halo. Of course, we already knew it was coming out, and that's gonna help end the drought. How do you guys feel about no co-op off release? I know co-op's a huge portion. Granted, yeah, we're gonna hop in, play multiplayer, but I always remembered playing co-op campaign. I think that's some of my most memorable moments.
So I think, my personal opinion, when it comes for Halo Infinite, the way that the story is looking out to be, I think for right now, I think it's a good move.
Okay.
For it to just be a solo game. Now, don't get me wrong. That's also me not saying that they should definitely they should have put a co-op in release, because that's like the main feature for them, that through the story modes, you can play with up to 2 people. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they didn't do it this time, it's kind of, I can see why they want to do it. But at the same time, I feel like it's one of those features that needed to be with the game when it ships.
Yeah,
I think, and this is just me, I would hope that they are taking their time and not rushing it, and they just didn't have time to put it in. That's a feature that, that feature isn't necessarily really hard to do. That's not something coding wise that's really difficult to do. So let's just, pray that it'll come, maybe within the week, 2 weeks of launch, a feature that they put in. But the skeptical good side of me is like, they don't want to mess this Halo up like how they messed up Halo 5. And their best bet was to just try and get everything right that is going to be on release, and then work on those extra features after. It's not like they said, yo, there's just no campaign. You know what I mean? They said, hey, there's no campaign on release, so we can fit co-op in together. Like, so I don't think co-op is the biggest thing. I think their main focus is multiplayer, because at the end of the day, multiplayer is going to drive their game for years on end until the next one comes out.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Because I know it's just like Call of Duty. There's people who legit buy the game, never play the campaign, and only play the multiplayer.
Right. And again, credit to Call of Duty, who managed to just come out with great campaigns almost every year. Besides Black Ops 3, that was atrocious. Like, you know what I mean? But the replayability is the multiplayer aspect, not the single player. So yeah, that's a sad feature for the nostalgia. But let's be honest here, we really all hope the multiplayer is what's good. the co-op, missing co-op is not going to kill this game. So
Yeah,
I'm not, like,
for
you
sure.
know what I mean? So that's just kind of my take. Is like, all right, y'all missing co-op, but this multiplayer better be fire. Because if not,
man, I am waiting for the fucking release for that shit, especially from PC. I'm gonna play the fuck out of that multiplayer on PC.
I don't even need a trash box. I got PC, so I'm good.
Yeah, on top of that, and this is kind of a pop culture news, but we saw some of the, I don't know if you guys have seen them, I know I saw them today, but we saw some of the first steals for Cowboy Bebop and Netflix. How are you guys feeling about that, if you guys have seen
Are we talking about the live action one?
Yeah, the live action with John Cho.
You go first. You go first.
So I don't know much about the Cowboy Bebop. I know I've seen one with I've seen the one they did for Avatar: The Last Airbender. They're live action ones because they showed which characters are going to be for them. But the Cowboy Bebop, I honestly have to look back and go see. If we could pull it up, that'd be great. But I would have to go see them. But is it going to be a series or is it going to be a movie?
To my knowledge, it's a series.
Okay, if it's a series, that's great.
And I don't know how in depth the series is gonna go.
No, yeah.
I don't know.
The thing is with Cowboy Bebop was an anime, and I truly love it, especially the fucking opening for Cowboy Bebop. That's my favorite, one of my favorite anime openings. I feel like if it was a movie, the movie was gonna be dog shit, dog water. Don't care, wouldn't watch. But because it's a series, it has more flexibility and stuff like that. Like we all seen how the Witcher show turned out, or how the Castlevania show turned out. I know Castlevania wasn't really live action, but it's a Netflix show, and nobody thought it was going to do good at first.
Well, this is me. I think Netflix originals are really good. So that's just putting out there. I think Netflix hasn't really failed on any Netflix original. Now, anime to live action is a bit tricky. There's a reason certain things are kept animated, and I think you can clearly see that. Like, we can take an example, Lion King. Lion King, in order to be great, needed its animation, the original one, right? And the live action came out. To see the expression of the animals and the vibrant colors, and when you go and you watch the live action, quote unquote CGI live action, it didn't seem it seemed kind of dead. It seemed kind of flat because you just didn't have that expression. So who knows whether it's going to be good or not? I think a video game to anime adaptation is different because you can play more into the story. I don't know how I feel about it personally. I'm not a big fan of animated live action adaptations. I don't remember one that was good.
Yeah.
So I even though it's Netflix, I'm not excited for it. I think anime should be kept anime personally. And if I would like for them to just push anime to be a bit more mainstream, like how Attack on Titan is. Like if Attack on Titan became live action, I'd be like, what is this?
There is a live action Attack on Titan show, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Movie.
I know.
That sounds awful. First off, it's not the best series.
I think if it's like a slice of life anime, then sure, because there's not much you have to do to transition one to another. But for an action sequence, But
that's the thing. I don't think Cowboy Bebop does anything like.
It's not
super
they don't do no crazy shit. Yeah,
I think it can be done. I do believe they could pull it off. I think it's just very hard because we've seen.
I would say. I think that more like the sceneries and shit would be hard. I wouldn't say like.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
They messed up Death Note.
But Death Note
the easiest
is
one, bro. That's like the easiest one. Like no action, it's just straight plot and big brainness.